Before giving floor to the final speaker, and then the Minister Sahab will come, Mr. Azfar Ahsan, he's Pakistan's former Minister for Investment. He's a chairman Nutshell Group. He's a president Marketing Association of Pakistan. We would like to ask him that what are the challenges to the investment in Pakistan? We have been talking or listening about we are moving from geostrategic to geoeconomics, but still the challenges of investment from Middle Eastern countries and why the SIFC has not been that much able enough to bring things in motion. So, Mr. Azfar.
And first of all, I'm grateful to Ambassador Iljaz Chaudhry Saab and Ambassador Ramana Hashmi to invite me here. And I believe that there is no free lunch, so I'm speaking here. Actually, I decided to be here to listen to all these speakers and its speaker, and nice to meet you, Taran Saab. As far as the Pakistan economy and investment is concerned, and the topic is Pakistan in the changing world, I agreed with most of the speakers as far as the big opportunity is concerned for Pakistan. And I believe that whatever happened in May 2025 was actually a divine intervention. And whatever we achieved, this is a huge opportunity. And we are receiving excellent reception from the global community. But same time, I also believe that the window is very limited. And this is up to us at how we can leverage and how we can utilize this opportunity in favor of our country. I believe that the war economy is never helpful for Pakistan. This is only an opportunity. And without making our house in order, this is not possible to uplift our economy, our investment climate. We experienced in 80s during the US Pakistan Russia war. We experienced after 9/11 also, and we were the blue white for the US presidents and the US government. But the scenario is still similar. So you are talking about the investment. I believe that our performance is similar for the last 20, 25 years. In the last 25 years or 26 years, we attracted around $52 billion as a net FDI. And for example, 1999 to 2008, we attracted around $18.9 billion during the General Musharraf era. From 8 to 13, we attracted $9.8 billion during the PPP tenure. From 13 to 18, we attracted around $10.3 billion during the PMLN tenure. During the Imran Khan's tenure of 3.5 years, we attracted $7.7 billion. Then PDM1, we attracted $1.55 billion. During the caretaker government of Senator Kakar of 5 months, we attracted $63 million. And in the last 1 year and 2 months, we attracted around $2.1, $2.2 billion. So the average FDI inflow after all the outflows is around $2 billion. But this year, last year, our net FDI inflow was only $1.83 billion. And in 2023-24, our net FDI inflow was $1.93 billion. So the data is very critical. And as per the data of the State Bank of Pakistan, is the most authentic data for the FDI. Last 2 years were the troubling years for Pakistan. And this is not the negativity, but this is the reality. In comparison with Pakistan, if we are comparing with other regional countries, for example, India attracted around $49.47 billion. Indonesia attracted $47 billion. Vietnam attracted $36.4 billion. China attracted $33 billion. And I'm talking about the net FDI after all the outflows. For example, UAE attracted $30.1 billion. Qatar attracted $29.7 billion. And countries like Turkey and Malaysia attracted around $11-12 billion. And same is the performance of Central Asian countries. For example, Azerbaijan attracted $8 billion last year. Kazakhstan attracted $18 billion last year. Uzbekistan was around $11-12 billion. And in comparison with Pakistan, the 9 African countries surpassed as far as the FDI is concerned. For example, Egypt attracted $9.4 billion. And South Africa attracted around $4.8 billion. Ethiopia, countries like Ethiopia attracted $4 billion. And despite the political turmoil, the Bangladesh attracted $3.8 billion. So I'm doing the comparison because we should understand where we are standing. We should evaluate the picture in black and white. And then we look after the overall global scenario, the changing global scenario, the Pakistan's reception, the Pakistan's opportunity. And again, opportunity is big. But we need to understand where is the problem. We need to fix the fundamentals as far as the economy and investment is concerned. And the formula, for example, for the FDI is that your FDI number, FDI inflow should be minimum 3% of your GDP. So today our GDP size is around $411 billion. So your FDI, net FDI should be around $12 billion annually. These are the numbers. And for this, what we need to do, we need to fix our house in order. We need to facilitate our existing investors. This includes both the foreign investors already invested in Pakistan, as far as the big size investors are concerned, the mid-size and the small ones, and also the Pakistani investors. One is the PBC crowd, the big boys of business, the Angros and Nishas and the Abbas of this world, and the second one is mid-size, and the third one is the SMEs. So if we are comparing and evaluating the data of top FDI countries, for example, last 10, 15, 20 years, the one thing is common. All these countries allowed their existing investors to create wealth. They protected them legally. They protected them through policy continuation, the balanced governance system, and also the good taxation system. The taxation in Pakistan is the biggest in the region. This is one problem. The second one is the policy continuation. With the passage of time, we are habitual to change the policy. So in my opinion, if we are doing the analysis and we are planning the strategy for the next 20, 25 years, we should understand that what is needed for Pakistan. For example, I believe that the biggest problem here is the ad hocism and the firefighting. There is no long-term plan. So Pakistan's population is around 250 million as per the current census. 250 is the official number. Unofficial is around 260 or 270 million. By 2047, we will cross around 400 million, 40 crore. Out of 250 million today, around 60% population is under 30 years of age. And with the population size of 250 million, Pakistan is world's 5th largest nation. So we are not a small Central Asian or Far Eastern or Middle Eastern or European or African country. We are world's 5th largest nation, and you can't fix any country of this size with ad hocism and the firefighting. The problem is that we need a country strategy first. The economy, the health, the education, the investment, the exports, climate change, everything is secondary. First is the country strategy. And the problem here is that the Pakistan of Imran Khan is different. The Pakistan of Sharifs is different. The Pakistan of PPP is different, and the Pakistan of military is entirely different. So we need to collaborate for some fundamental issues. For example, we collaborated for the nuclear power. In the 70s, we started in 1988, we executed until today. All the governments, the military, all the stakeholders were on the same page. We are still on the same page, and we are successful. That's why we demonstrated our capability in May 2025. What Air Marshal Said said, this was not only the technology, this was actually the capability we built in the last 15, 20 years. So in my opinion, today India is not the biggest threat. We should understand this reality because we are confident that our armed forces are capable enough to deal this mess, whether you are talking about India or any other country. The biggest challenge or the biggest threat to Pakistan today is the 28 million kids out of the school. This is the challenge. The state of Pakistan is not providing them education, neither the vocational training. And there are millions of kids are part of the public sector school system where they can only write their names after the matriculation. And I referred about the 250 million population. In the next 22 years, this will be increased 15 crore more. So what will be the shape of Pakistan with this millions and millions of kids without education, without vocational training. ये सब हुनर कहते हैं. So, we need to understand the picture again in black and white. Like we are checking our balance sheet in black and white in our organization. And the foremost point is that we should start speaking the truth as far as the Pakistan is concerned. Like we are speaking truth in our life, in our corporate life, in our personal life, in our social life. So we can't plan this strategy based on assumptions. You asked me about the investment and economy. As far as the economy is concerned, in the last 11 years, you appointed 12 chairmen of FBR. The Rashid Langriyal Saab is the 12th chairman of FBR. You appointed 12, 13 Federal Secretary of Finance. You appointed multiple chairmen of Privatization Commission and Board of Investment and other ministries and divisions related to economy. So how can you are expecting that we can change, we can turn around the economy? This is not possible. Last 2 years were the worst as far as the investment is concerned. I'm talking about the investment. There are developments in the macro economy. There's a positive development. We need to understand that there is no overnight solution. We need to provide few years. So that's why the continuation is important. And country is important. The political party or the political government is not important. We should support every government, whoever is in the government. Today is Shehbaz Sharif Saab, tomorrow will be next, and tomorrow will be next. Because अगर government कामयाब होती है तो हमारा फायदा है. Government नाकाम होती है तो हमारा नुकसान. So Pakistan is always first. So we should understand, and that's how only the way to design the strategy for next 20-25 years. You asked me about Saudi Arabia and the Gulf. The Saudi Arabia is a different story today. I'm working directly with the government of Saudi Arabia at the highest level. The Riyadh is the most happening place today in the world as far as the business and economy is concerned. Their public investment size is $1 trillion plus. This is the official number. By 2030, they will cross $2 trillion. They decided to be the powerhouse of every sector of their economy. They decided not to be the oil-rich country only. The Expo 2030 is happening in Riyadh. The 2034 World Cup is happening in Riyadh. What they did in the women empowerment, in the education of their youth, is an eye-opener. This is not restricted to MBS only, but this is happening since last 2 decades. So, for example, Uzbekistan is a small country. I mentioned about their FDI number. Any idea that how much Saudi Arabia invested in Uzbekistan only in the last 5 years? Maria?
No, I'm not.
Any idea how much Uzbekistan, Saudi Arabia already invested in last 5 years? Sorry? $21 billion. And they recently signed the contracts for $9 billion more. These are not the MOUs. There is zero value of MOUs in today's business world. You can disagree with me. You are sitting in the Washington. So the $30 billion package in 6 years only. How much they invested in Pakistan in the last 15 years from 2010 till today? Only $515 million. So they are ready. They are beyond serious to invest in Pakistan. But as Ambassador Izaz Chaudhry mentioned in the beginning, that we are not capable to do the project financing and everything. There is no capability here. So there is a need of complete restructuring of a public sector. Like all other countries, I mentioned the numbers, few of the countries, we need to engage the private sector practitioners in ministries. Not only the minister or secretary, no, the entire teams. There is a need of marriage or the collaboration between the public sector and the private sector. ये पूरी दुनिया में यही हो रहा है. पूरा सेंट्रल एशिया उठा लें, आसियान उठा लें, मिडिल ईस्ट उठा लें, जिस मिनिस्ट्री में चले जाएं, जिस डिवीजन में चले जाए, आपको सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट्स मिलते हैं. मैं अगर पावर सेक्टर का बंदा नहीं हूं तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. मैं अगर हेल्थ का बंदा नहीं हूं तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. तो you need experts and then you need the public sector persons. So there is a need to understand the basic problem. Here is a big opportunity. So I am seeing this entire episode of 2025, the emergence of Field Marshal Ahsan and all what is happening in Pakistan is an ideal and classic opportunity again. And this is not the first time. We experienced this in the last few decades also. It's up to us how to utilize this opportunity in favor of Pakistan. But before doing anything, we should start speaking the truth. As I mentioned, whoever is in the government, we should support the government. And the continuation of government is also very important. There is no use of changing the government after every 2 or 3 years. So you referred about India. We, Alhamdulillah, हमने उनको बहुत मारा और ट्रम्प भाई और मार रहे हैं उनको. बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. हर रोज एक बयान देते हैं. तो मजा आता है सुन के. But we should understand that there is no comparison as far as the economy is concerned. I mentioned about their FDI number last year, $49.47 billion. We performed very well in the last 2 years in the IT industry. In the last few years, especially in the last 2 years. And the current number is $3.8 billion of IT exports. This is increasing. Last year, this was $3 billion. And this is, by the way, official number. Unofficial is around $6 to $7 billion. But the IT industry of India is around $280 billion. And out of $280 billion, your IT export size is $200 billion. What is the difference? Till 1991, India was much behind us. Their GDP, their economy, their corporations, everything. What happened in the last 33, 34 years? There's actually 3 reasons. And we should learn from India, from all other countries. This is important for our own course correction. Because without learning the hard realities, the course correction of any country is not possible. 3 things. First and foremost is their education infrastructure. How they invested in education. And this is not restricted to their IIMs and IITs, but the overall education infrastructure. Today, over 50 global CEOs of multinationals are Indians. I mentioned about their IT number. I mentioned about all other numbers as well.